Well, I've just arrived on the grounds of Oral Arts here in Huntsville, Alabama, and I'm going to tell you, I very rarely get impressed, but right now I am impressed. We're actually in the removable department. It's the first part of our stop in our tour, and even though I don't do a lot of removable, I'm impressed by what they're doing here. So needless to say, if you're ever in the Huntsville area and you're in dentistry, this is a place you got to check out. So let's go check out the rest.
4 floors of nonstop shopping. I mean, it's everything you could think of. The technology, the human capital, the thought process. Quite honestly, I'm blown away.
How many arches do you think you're doing in a given week? 90 a day. Wow. I was pretty overwhelmed and in a good way. We met a lot of people, and that's a big component for me, just the vibe. Everybody was really, really positive and on the mark. Chris Ramsey, nice to see you.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Judith, hey, pleasure. Nice to see you. This is a company that just seems to get it. I looked at all the areas of dentistry. We started with removable implants. We went to crown and bridge. Everything has its workflows, has been digitized, accommodating a person who's either gone fully digital or hasn't gone digital at all. So I believe this company as a whole is staying very, very well-rounded, and that says a lot about them as a dental lab progressing into the future.
It was quite unlike many other laboratories that I've been to through my career. Good grief, that's a lot of work, man.
That's a lot of setups.
I mean, look, everywhere I turn, it really gives me a little bit of anxiety to see all this work. Sometimes we're working with laboratories that we've been working with for a long time, and they don't see the big picture, and that can become frustrating. Because you want to communicate almost non-verbally with somebody. You just want them to inherently pick things up. Mark and his crew, wow, I mean, a lot of times we have to spend an inordinate amount of energy sharing that with other people. I could see he intuitively understood what we're talking about, which is, again, rare. It makes it a lot easier to move forward with the process.
How's that been working for you, the 3D printing?
Oh, it's great. It's way more advanced than I thought it was when I started here.
When you look at Oral Arts, as opposed to many other dental laboratories, they're a little bit more ahead of the curve in comparison to a lot of laboratories that I visit. Talk about a lab that's been around for 54 years. They got on the bandwagon way ahead of time on the digital components. Because you visit a lot of labs, there's not a lot of attention to detail to basic level impression taking.
We got to see the actual machines milling out, let's say, the pucks of PMMA. Most laboratories might have 1 or 2 mills. You have multiple mills milling many different products, from zirconia to PMMA, or printing materials that's able to print wax patterns that you'll eventually press for pressable materials like lithium disilicate or lithium silicate. But to see all those firing at one time is pretty impressive.
Wow.
So any kind of chrome part.
This is chrome cobalt?
Yes.
It does titanium as well?
Yeah, the machine can print titanium.
Wow.
With removable, to see how the digital transformation is caught up to the removable section, wow, what a different portion that is. And then the actual printing of the metals now, to see the implementation of it in a working laboratory and how it's done, the finished product is beyond futuristic.
One thing I want from dental labs, which I clearly see throughout this entire tour, is quality products. I don't want to cut corners when it comes to the actual quality of product, because laboratories will tell you, hey, we do this, but then they're using cut rate printers, cut rate millers. At least you know with this company specifically, you're going to get back a superior product compared to a lot of other dental labs that you may try out. We got to be expediting things sometimes quickly and still not sacrifice the quality that would be attached to our name. One of the most important things that you can do is start relationship building. That's a huge component. When you can contact a company like this who's passionate about putting out a great product and connect with the people that are doing it, it makes a world of difference. We're not just trying to make teeth. We're trying to make beautiful teeth that are going to last. And a company like Oral Arts totally gets that. Things like turnaround times, shipping, points of contact, customer service, the things that really make a difference. Too many dentists chase the concept of per unit charge, and some dentist is always looking for $10 cheaper. We have to be okay with one simple fact. Dentistry is expensive. If you look at the dollars spent for people to get quality restorations in their mouth, we need to know that when we're providing that restoration, it's being done very well. I've watched all their systems in place, and that's probably one of the most impressive things I've seen at this site.
Every office needs a printer.
Right, I agree.
And every office needs a scanner. I actually think probably a mill too. But then that replacement's for a laboratory. They help to expedite things, turn things around quickly.
Stay on the podium.
You got it. I think one of the big issues that we have in dentistry is we have this wonderful technologies, but it's not a replacement for care, skill, and knowledge. It's also not a replacement for getting patients into your practice and understanding human connection, because people are dying to connect with one another. We all know the story. People buy things from people that they like. People buy things from people that they trust. If you don't have that connection starting out and building that trust from the beginning, all of these things working with the laboratory becomes secondary. Once you have that, then it becomes a much easier journey. I love communicating with my laboratories because to me, they're the ones that make it happen. At the end of the day, I'm bonding in their restorations. I'm not the one fabricating the restorations. The laboratory is, but they need guidance. We're able to provide that for them, but that's also because I understand what the patient's wants, needs, and desires are. If you don't understand that on the front end, you're scrambling on the back end. And so being able to put that information to work with the laboratory all comes from taking a moment, taking a breath, really getting to know your patient to fulfill their desire for a better health and a better smile.
Don't get too tied up in what's going on around the world, what's going on in Instagram, what somebody else is doing in another city. Focus on your area. Our goal at Ritter and Ramsey in Jupiter, Florida, which is Northern Palm Beach County, is to put out the best product in Northern Palm Beach County. We don't care what someone's doing in Chicago, New York, LA, because my patients aren't going there. Often we say, we want to be the best in the world. Well, what does that mean? When we can partner with someone like Oral Arts, they can provide those restorations for us that will give us exactly what we're looking for. Our ability to say, hey, we're doing it better than anyone else. So if you're kind of squandering, trying to figure out where to go, what to do, I think there's an opportunity where Oral Arts can guide you, make your dentistry better, make it more, a little bit more predictable, and in the end, make you more successful.